Alright, here we go with Resign Boys versus Triple TB. We're gonna look at the Sims in a moment. I'm just gonna check the scouting here to see if I missed any early game laming or whatever here, but I don't think, I've seen surprisingly little laming throughout this this league. There's been fair play all over, with a few exceptions. But yeah, looking at the scouting, we're not going to see any early laming here. So let's just go on to presenting the civilizations here. Let's start with Resign Boys. Moho Zozo. You'll have to excuse the pronunciation. Bluegill says, I'm not the lamer boys, you won't ever see me lame. I think that's the sentiment of most the players, and I don't mind that. It brings a little bit of Dark Age aggression, but I mean, it's fine if the players just agree not to, or just don't do it. Exactly, Eldonero, that's me as well. I only lame when I'm on the losing streak, and I'm super annoyed at the game. And in my case, if I meet Mayans in Wonderland Arabia, I always lame as well, because Mayans. They have such an unfair eco advantage anyway. But anyway. Moho Zozo. No. Moho Zozo. Let's just say blue. Playing as the Britons here. Britons flank for Moho Zozo. 20% faster working ranges, as we mentioned in many other casts. Brings for a nice flank position to speed up the archer's production throughout the game. In the pocket position, we have just the cloud with the Persians. Probably an arena favored player with just the cloud nickname. Persians pocket, I mean, it's not the best pocket, but it's by far not the worst either. Persians bring a better room from the feudal age onwards. 10, 15 and 20% faster working town centers. Great civ for pocket position. And the team bonus with the cavalry knights line unit, getting bonus damage against archers. Always good in fighting against flanks on Arabia, which will usually bring lots of ranged units to the field. Malsger on the left hand side here with the Ethiopians. 20% faster firing archers, combined with the Britons' 20% faster production. Brings for a very good flank combination here. You could always open men at arms with the Ethiopians on flank, because the Ethiopians get 100 food, 100 gold once they reach the next stage, but I don't think that's the case here. I think this is 22 pop straight archers for Manos, as is usually the case in team games. As for Triple TB, we have Akkal-AOE with the Magyar's pocket here, also dropping the barracks here. Preparing the scouts, no doubt. Here comes the stable. Magyar scouts, 15% cheaper, instant melee upgrades. You see the +1 is in already. Gives the Magyars an edge against the Persians, which will probably be making the scouts as well, unless something crazy is happening here. But resources not really giving any indication that just the town is going straight Castle here. Here comes the stable as well. So, Shibito Brain with the Saracens over here. Probably going to play the archers, because Saracens get bonus damage against buildings with the archers line. And you could use the market to tweak your resources as well. And here comes the market immediately. Nice one from red here. And orange, I can't really pronounce that nickname, but orange with the Asian letters here, also dropping the range with the Mayans. 10% cheaper archers in the feudal age, 20% in the castle age, and 30% in the imperial age. Even if you don't have faster working Britain's ranges, you're gonna have an easier time replenishing your armies if you're subject to aggression. I don't love this walling though. Any enemy archers here, and the gold gets denied, so this is asking for trouble, if you ask me. GP top rain is on point here with the Saracens looking for scouting. The double rangers, no surprise there, has also got actually got very little scouting intel on the resources. Nice back gold here from Manos. It's not going to be easy for Saracens to deny this one, even if you break through the walls that aren't quite complete yet. It's yeah, this is a great base for Manos, to be honest. They're not really stressing the full walls here, but there's a full wall potential here and to the edge of the map maybe. This is runestones and not Arabia, by the way, so runestones generally more easily walled. Playboy on the forward here with the scouts, but quick walls on point for Mohoy here in the blue, and it's gonna... Okay, we can't run enter there. Okay, yeah. No easy access to hit the Britain's armies here. Orange and blue trading numbers here, but orange has the hill advantage and the fletching in for both of them. It decides to back away, take some hit points losses here. Mohoy here with the superior numbers takes a great engagement here against the Mayans here. Britain's Mayans, even in the feudal age, good engagement here from blue. Really showing the archers micro here, taking out numbers and evening out the odds here. It's 2 ranges for them. It's 9 archers to 2 here. Triple ranges now for orange actually to compensate probably, because Castle Age is still miles away. So that's not quite gonna happen yet. So I see red armies spread out here. Saracens armies a little bit at home to keep the aggression away here. Playboy joining in here to help the red teammate over here. But what's that fight looking like if we remove the villagers here and the sheep for that matter? Better HP for team Triple TB here. They might keep this aggression out, but down here we also have a little bit of aggression for Triple TB here to compensate for the villagers' losses taken by Shibito Brain at home base here. Still good trades for Shibito Brain here. The KD is actually on the negative side for Saracens, but I would say these are decent trades, forcing models into skirmishes as well. Skirmishes, team games usually shouldn't work out because there's always going to be scouts, enemy cavalry to deal with your units. Now having cancelled out the range units here, Playboy is free to engage here for Triple T. Gonna get some kills here. Definitely gonna get 1 villager, maybe more. 4 villagers killed by purple here. Could also take out small numbers of armies here if need be. And behind this we also have the Magyars player going Castle Age. But just a clone as well, having taken very few losses at home base. Also going Castle Age here, and in the Castle Age the Persians TC starts working 15% faster. So definitely potential for Persians here to keep up and catch up much earlier Castle Age for the Persian pocket. Bloodlands coming in, defense coming in, taking a lead over Playboy in terms of upgrades here, or at least matching them. A bit of brain boy. Out on the move again here, gonna try to break through and keep Just the Clown busy. This is dangerous though, Castle Age is in. This means that Just the Clown will be popping out some knights very soon, and being the Persians, you also have bonus damage against archers, so red needs to back out over here. If Just the Clown finds this group of archers, with that Persian's bonus against archers, yeah, 2 bonus damage, that would be the end of this small archer's mats here, so Shibito Brain needs to be careful here. And they're actually gonna run into each other here. and work together as well. Looks like Shibito Brain wants to make the best of it with this group of archers. Castle Age still miles away, looking at the progression here. The food economy is 3 ranges in the feudal age, not too commonly seen from flank play, but being the Saracens, you could get away with it because you can trade resources to get there. Look at the trade rates here: 600 resources bought, 700 resources sold. And for the Saracens, that means better market trading rates. But look at it, just a few knights out from the pocket, especially being the Persians here. Just cleans up that, no problem. Plus 2 defenses in as well, which means that the archers, feudal age archers, they just don't pose a threat to the enemy masses. Just the clown still out of and about the 3rd TC added for the Persians here as well, so should be establishing a villager's lead over Pieboy. It's 5 villagers killed by Pieboy, 3 villagers killed by Just the Clown. Neither of them have lost villagers, but Wheelbarrow isn't in for either of them. So Just the Clown still a tiny bit ahead in the overall eco progression here. Scouts need to be dealt with as well. So Pieboy here forced to react at home base while Just the Clown is able to stabilize at home. Drop that DC on the woodline here, extend the farm economy, and then start pumping out even more knights and, if need be, camels to keep the army movement going here. So Mayans are in the Castle Age, as are most of the flanks, except for Malos here with the teal here. Stuck in the feudal age, in fact, but has the numbers here. Working together with Just the Clown. It seems a bit scary against the Saracen here now on the way up, but also not in the Castle Age yet for Shibito Brain, so it's a good engagement. And in numbers you could even out here is good news for Resign Boys. Already seen that in games, says Elden Europe, and struck by how much damage was actually done to red in early feudal. Yeah, you see the pocket masses gathering up here. It's somewhat equal in numbers and economy and everything here for both pockets, but it should be a smaller. It should be an advantage here for Pieboy here, having the Magyars never needing to research the attack upgrade, so you could focus on the defense upgrades instead because you're saving some resources in the overall picture here. So Just the Clown actually needs to back off a bit here, even if he has camels in the mix here. Until +2 has been researched from the blacksmith. You can't take fights in the equal mass. Right hand side, some Mayans crossbows here, putting some pressure on more Giorgio Sotso with the Britons over here. Britons always awkward to be up against because they have that extra range, but ballistics in for the Mayans, so that could be a huge advantage for the orange player here, even if the numbers are in favor of the Britons. Or not, maybe actually. Tiny numbers advantage for the Mayans, but there's still that range difference. If we select one unit of each here, you're gonna see that the range is an extra one for the Britons. Movement rate, yes, it's the same. Upgrades, pretty much the same here, but that extra range is huge. Left side, it's now triple TB on the offensive, isn't it? So they're really putting pressure on the Ethiopians' flank here. Problem is that Justice Clown is getting free boom in pocket position here. 4th TC going up as well for the Persians. It's deadly on his own, and the overall villager situation, that's going to escalate as well. It's 80 to 74 currently, but the eco upgrades are better, and once that fort, if you are able to keep consistent villager production like this, then Just the Clown should be setting up very nicely for a long-term eco lead here, and maybe even a faster Imperial Age over Triple TB here. I'll take out the market here. If only it were the Saracens here losing the market, that would be good news for the opposing team, but yeah, that's more of an annoyance than anything. Actually, the market goes down and the villager rebuilds it at the same spot. Malos relying on market trade, apparently. Looking at the... not really. Not really. But Malos has lost 20 villagers here. Yeah, it's rebuilding it with the same builder. In the exact same spot. And it's gonna go down again, isn't it? Right. Army advances here slightly ahead of Resign Boys. And we also have the pocket going to Imperial Age. Just the Clown with the Persians going to Imperial Age. That could be a huge advantage against Pieboy here. Even if Pieboy has the Magars and everything, if Pieboy doesn't go Imperial Age here, that is going to backfire big time. And the market completes. Hero Builder completes the market, but Hero Builder is dead as well. This crossbow group has killed lots of units, 8 eco units including. Saracens, remember, Saracens have bonus attack against buildings as well. They're gonna melt buildings like this. Plus, what's the building bonus again? It's 3 bonus damage against buildings. And I believe that applies to the Mayans as well. Yep. So that's why they abolished the obsidian arrows for the Mayans. Because if you work together with the Saracens, you could take out buildings with archers at a stupid quick rate. If you got Mayans with obsidian arrows with the Saracens ally, you would easily take out castles with crossbows or armless. Just the Clown is now in the Imperial Age, has 9 camels, 32, nice to benefit from that. Cavalier is coming in. I would actually prioritize plate parting upgrade, but that's on the way as well. It's quicker and it's more relevant because it gives more pierce armor. So even to get delay the Cavalier upgrade a little bit, if you get plate parting armor, you'll be able to withstand more arrow fire. Magar's going imp as well, but is lagging behind there. Actually has more cavalry total. So the Magar's player could put up a fight here. It's Triple TB, they have tiny military advantage here, but the overall population situation is just dead even here. Pieboy, also in the Imperial Age now, Cavalier, plate parting armor, easily affordable here, 4 TCs for both pockets, and ecos comparable. It's slightly more villagers for the Pieboy, but more importantly, more pocket cavalry, but Cavalier upgrade is already in for Just the Clown, so if they run into each other, this is a huge advantage for Resign Boys. Oh, here come the Knights! Oh, this is a fantastic fight for Resign Boys if they can take it. They have to take this. They have to take this. Imperialists just kicked in. They've seen that in the notification. They have to chase. They gotta take the up. Okay, there's plate boarding and Cavalier coming in, so the window of opportunity lost here for Resign Boys, but they keep punishing the Saracens here. They wanna obstruct that one easy economy that is for Shibito Brain here. One TC versus one TC on the flanks actually. But big old bloodbath between two armies here, and Triple TB, they do have a huge military advantage here, I have to say. This could be a game-ending fight. This could be a game-ending fight for Triple TB. We have Imperial Age for Mayans as well, which will unlock Arbalest over here. And also negating that Britain's range advantage, but Britain's Imperial Age as well here. Paladin for Just a Clown. Paladin against Cavalier, but 54 Cavalier against 24 Paladins. I still believe in the army mass of Magyars here, but they are on a bit on the back foot here. So it could still be Resign Boys' game, just given the general aggression that they are providing. But look at the military numbers, it's 50 military ahead for Triple TB here. Wolfwood Cavalier on the hill here, large military numbers advantage for Paiwa here, good clean up there, cleaning up some of the Resign Boys armies. And yeah, military numbers escalating here for Triple TB. They are matching in economy, they are outnumbering in armies. This looks like a good game for Triple TB. Alright, Mayans Britons here. Mayans with the cheaper replenishment or production forward, Rangers here producing right, so bring reinforcements more efficiently. However, Britons with the extra range, that's just going to be such a pain in the ass. Look at the range here. Omen just kicked in, so that's 5+6 range for the Arbs compared to the Mayans 5+3. So that's 3 more range for the Britons here. They even almost, I can't really say they outrange traps, but they can stay comfortably outside of castle fire and snipe the traps with ranged fire over here. In the middle we have Paladin is in for Pie Boy AOE here with the purple color. Gonna go for some raids on Just a Clown here on the Persians. Persians player 13, 12 Paladins here against the 64 of Pie Boy. Triple TB, they're really pushing out here and like, pressuring their, making use of what all of the armies they have here, and these raids are going to give Triple T an eco advantage, presumably. Resign Boys, they're hanging in there. We have Blue with the Britain still on PopCap here, dealing with the defending against the aggression here. But the second castle about to come up for Mayans here as well, and to fortify that push. Consistent production of arbs, mixing is on skirmishers as well. And look at all the purple dots over here raiding Just the Clown's home base, while on the left side we have Shibito Brain with the Saracens, still not in Imperial Age. Has been playing in 1 TC the whole game, but it's about to get Imperial Age, and if not affordable, at least that Imperial Age or the Saracens market is going to allow for the crucial Imperial Age upgrades. Yeah, getting some juicy villager kills here, and yeah, look at that, 42 villager KD. Pie Boy has killed 53 villagers. Great raids here. Saracens going imp now. It's been 1 TC the whole game, 46 minutes. But that bonus damage against buildings and using the market here, as you can see, is going to be able to get out with a Spracer. Probably chemistry as well, eventually. Saracens are so ridiculous, they're really annoying to be up against. The TC is just gonna melt. And now I can just patrol in here and take out the small numbers of armies that Manos has here. Again, the purple bits here, it's 75 paladins from Paiba here. The Vanguard's play is just owning this game with raids in Just the Clown's base here. Just the Clown, only one paladin here, one builder. If this isn't GG, nothing is. It's well, one TC still for the sealed player, but that will probably go down to the Persian's Armor List. Imperial Age on the way for Manos, but there's no military whatsoever to benefit from that, so maybe it's just imp into GG, almost imp into GG. First game goes to Triple DB. So we're gonna get on that first 142 paladins, almost as many paladins as arms here. That's just ridiculous. GG indeed. We need to browse through the stats here before the second game. And then we'll see what we do after that. KD for the Magyars off the charts here. Big raids, huge eco kills. 84 villagers, no villagers lost from Playboy here. And must have killed lots of armies as well, because that KD is just ridiculous. 239 to 73. Mojo also with the positive KD here, so that has to be mentioned. Good Britain's Archers micro there. Better boom! Surprisingly enough from the Magyars over the Persians there. That's not something you see every day. Alright, well, we have a second game to cast from the same matchup. Let's go here. We just had Runestones, so it's Bedouins next. Let's just dive right into it. Sorry, Pie Boy. Let's give you the purple again for distinguishing purposes. Let's set the names. This would be 3XD B against Resign Boys. Alright, so this is Bedouins. It's comparable to the African clearing of Age of Empires 2 DE, but not the same, because if you look at all these ponds here, there's always going to be a savanna with wood and maybe some gold, everything. This would be an amazing TC spot, for example, for food, wood, and gold. And it's also team positions, so team players right-hand side for Resign Boys, left-hand side for Triple TB, and then however you choose to move your villagers, that's how you set up. Paibo with the TC on the wood here, which is a bit peculiar, but not at all a bad idea. You could still mill the shorefish, you could still arguably take the long distance, take the berries here, or just bring in the boar, which is right next to TC. But usually you see TCs on the shorelines anyway, because it's such a fast food income. Top side, Subito Brain with Vietnamese here in the red. TC on the shorefish here is 6 or 7 patches of shorefish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect start. A little bit of wood closely in close proximity to the wood lines here as well. And gold. I guess one builder started here, so Shibito has a good idea of the placement here. Pie Boy with the Berbers, as mentioned, on the woodland here. And Berbers, they have cheaper cavalry, but they also have the best cavalry archer counter in the game with the camel archer from their castles, so that's something that might see play. Vietnamese unique unit probably going to see some play as well, the Rattan archer, depending on the duration of the game. And finally, orange here with the Spanish. Usually means conquistadors. Because the conquistadors in the early cast stage, they are so hard to counter and they have such high attack with their 16 attack. Even if it's a gunpowder range attack, that's not entirely accurate. It's a very good raiding unit. So that's so annoying, especially on Nomad start maps like Nomad, where we have the fish to boost you, or having a clearing, or Bedouins where you can take the shore fish to delay any farms you need to make. You could focus more on stone and still make to a very quick and decent fast casting. So Berbers, Spanish, Vietnamese. It's also nice of Pie Boy to have the Berbers, because Berbers camel archers, to some extent, they deal with the conquistador or aggression because they have bonus damage against cavalry archer armor class. Now let's go to Resign Boys. We have Siege Breaker here in the blue with the Indians. The go-to sim for these games here, these maps here, because Indians collect shorefish 10% faster. It's already a very fast food source. And with that 10% bonus, you get a ridiculously fast food income that will allow you to go 22 villagers straight fast castle if you want to on this map. Or just 16 pop early scouts, which could also claim a lot of the map control for your team. In the pocket-ish here, we have Just a Clown again, now with the Mongols. Suppose we'll see some Bangalore here, which is fantastic that the Berbers are for the opposing team here, because the Berbers, Camel Archer, they counter Bangalore very efficiently. So we'll see. But Mongols, they collect Hunt 40% faster as well, so you'll see that is Just a Clown already taking the Ibex over the fish here to more quickly collect resources and get up to a nice and smooth feud late. So might be able to contest the Indians uptime here, but they're on the same team, so it doesn't matter that much. Indians and Mongols on the same team. Finally, Teal, Mojo Sotso with the Italians here. Italians. There doesn't necessarily seem like your go-to pick for these kind of maps, but Italians frequently picked on Nomad to counter some of the strong plays on Nomad. Same here. Berbers and Spanish having the cavalry class armor for the unique units, benefiting from bloodlines and whatnot. The Italians with the Genoese crossbowmen will deal bonus damage to both these unique units. So having Italians on the field here, as long as you get your unique unit as the Italians, the Genoese crossbowman, close enough, you'll deal lots of bonus damage to these units of the opponents. So that's one to keep in mind. Indians going up here. Siege Breaker at 16 villagers. Actually up to the village before any other player has kicked at all here. This is ridiculous. That's what the Indians can do on this map. There can be out so early. No player has kicked village yet. And there it is for Shibito Raid, but this gives a great window opportunity for Siegebreaker to do damage with the scouts here, because nobody else has clicked up here except for Shibito Raid, who has that village queued behind the loom upgrade here. This could be so huge for for Resign Boys here with the first few scouts. Of course, they're expecting the early scouts here. The Spanish player is walling off at home base here. Same with Pie Boy. So that's the placement of their TCs, making that kind of walling possible and useful. But we are going to have one team with Milker out on the field here and a absolute minimal idle keeps time. So Siegebreaker assumes a lot of the map control here with the early army masses. Siegebreaker going to gold now. Yeah, halfway there food-wise. And needs to collect some gold to go to the next age, of course, but they're staying food income for the ponds faster. Working fishermen for the Indians. Bringing in some sheep as well could be useful, whether it be for scouting or just for additional food, slow food for the Indians here. Shipito Brain now in the fuel age with the Vietnamese here. Castle Age. Straight Castle Age here, I think, for Vietnamese. Just missing the buildings. Blacksmith Market for Shibito Brain. But also not mining stone yet, so we're not going to see the immediate rat archers here. Blacksmith Market for Pieboy as well with the Berbers wants to peel that cavalry or even the camel archers immediately, but there's no stone within the walls for Pieboy here, so Pieboy has to play the cavalry before transitioning into the unique unit, I believe. See, wait, there's the stone, sorry. So Pieboy is on stone, and that's what Siegebreaker is contesting now, wants to force some repairs here, force some stone collection away for Pieboy, and as you can see from the stone income here, having to repair these palisades means that Pieboy's first castle might be delayed, even with this pretty decent castle age here at 28 villagers. So good work of the good usage of the scouts here to delay that castle that they know that the Burrs are going to bring to the area. It's not enough though. It's like by the time Castle Age kicks in for Pieboy is going to be able to drop the castle probably inside the home base and start producing these camel archers, because gold is already being mined as well, so first few units will be coming out for sure. Shibito Brain aiming for some castle defense and unique unit here as well. Mining stone and gonna get those rat archers out, which should be good both against Indians, camel 9 units, and to some extent against the Mangadai as well, because the rat archers, they have very high pierce armor. They're like a Huskarl with a bow and arrow, so they'll hold off decently against the Mongols. And if you work together with your Italians on your team as well, you'll be able to deal with what the unit's plan is for the opposing team here. Castle Age is in for Mongols. Triple town centers here. Mining stone, of course. Let's have a look at just the clown stone count here. Still a while to go because of those two TCs, but has to be the Mangadai plan here, I think, for the green player. Here goes the castle for the teal player as well. Italians, Genoese Coastman gonna pop out immediately. That's a good castle that covers both these woodlands, the stone, the gold, and the shorefish. Fantastic castle spot actually, in terms of defensive positioning here. Spanish castle going up as well. And the conquistadors, let's see what they can accomplish here. We have the Indians with the siege workshop up already, and a couple of camels out. And since the conquistador is both a mounted unit and with cavalry archer class armor, then the Indians camels, once they get close to the conquistadors, they will be dealing lots of damage. And if you're joining by some kind of range option like the Italians, Genoese, then the Conquistadors won't really be doing too much here. But let's follow this first Conquistador popping up here and see what kind of damage can be done here. 16 damage per hit, but base accuracy also only 65 for the orange player. So idling the gold here, great news for Triple TB here. Might also get a villager. Pie Boy has lost one villager, but that looks to be to the Indians here. Oh, good raids here from Resign Boys. Gonna cripple some of the economy of Pie Boy with the Berbers over here. And you don't want a nasty flood of Berbers cavalry out and about here. Castle is gonna go up for Pie Boy though, and we're gonna see the camel archers pop out to the castle here soon enough. In the meantime, good reaction from Resign Boys over here. Not anything not any panic here from the blue player. Doesn't worry too much about the conquistadors, although the camels aren't really working out here. They are... I think they should be able to catch up with the conquistadors, but the range of the conquistador means that the camels will be essentially dying before they get close enough to conquistadors, because they are extra. They have 16 damage compared to the camels. 6 plus 1, and they have 16 range damage. Sorry, misclick. Orange is going into the boom mode here. Third TC going up here for the Spanish player. While topside we also have 4 TCs for the Italians. 3 TCs for green. 3, yeah, you're going into boom mode here. And sometimes you see team walls going up on this map. Doesn't really seem to be an option now, at least not for between teal and blue here, because it's so close to enemy base on this side, and they know that as well. And Indians faster Imperial will pay off a lot for the Indians here, because they have extra... I mean, they have access to bomber cannons and I think siege engineers as well, and that's a way to deal with the Spanish castle builder. Excuse me, without having to rely on trebuchets. Conquistadors numbers increasing, they will easily one-shot builders now, look at that, 1. And camels as well, 2 shotting the camels, even if they're Indian. Oh, that's dangerous for Orange though. Camels should still have the speed. It's 143 to 160 here, so the camels will always catch up. And oh, great fight for the camels. Great fight for Resign Boys. The military situation is 32 to 26 here. It's comparably close. It's equally for Resign Boys. They seem to have more TCs total, which helps the overall eco development. 2 eco kills for Spanish, but Purple has lost... Excuse me. Purple has lost a few builders as well. So Triple TB, they are behind now by 30-ish builders. Camel archers trying to escape the camels here, but the camels are faster, at least for the time being, until Pie Boy can get a stable up. And the stable is here actually. Let's see if Pie Boy... I don't think Pie Boy has the stable. The husbandry. Which is backfiring now, because the camels are easily catching up with the camel archers. Another castle for the Italians as well. Here's Pavisa. That's going to give the archer line units of the Italians more armor as well. 16 Genoese crossbowmen for now. No sign of Imperial Age for any team here, but Green's getting dangerously close here. Just the Cloud only needs a little bit more gold, and that Imperial Age will be on the way. Genoese versus Rattans, but look at the Mangonel getting good hit on the Rattan archers there. Missing a little bit of armor as well, something I bet Shivito Brain is regretting at this point. Oh, great Mangonel usage here on Mojo. Oh, another hit! That's a delete shot. Great cleanup there from TL, I believe. Even if losing the Mangonel in the end, that was a fantastic trade for Resign Boys. 287 to 286, still evening out the Spanish going Imperial Age here. And Mongols going Imperial Age as well. That's, as mentioned before, Mangudai in the queue here. And great raiding unit, of course, while Mojo has gone into scouts here. What do you think about those late game raids with Light Cav, Hussar and whatnot? Italians get Hussar, so fully upgraded as far as I know, so they're to be reckoned with in the late game for that reason as well. So even military numbers here is also just a tiny bit difference in the eco here, so I wouldn't be ruling out either team to win this one. There's definitely no defined winner at this stage in the game. There's hesitancy to engage here. The KD shows very little units kill and lost, so they're very careful with their army usage here. They're waiting for that Imperial Left Ball to help them out here. So for the Mongols, that would be Elite Mangudai, Drill, Siege, faster moving siege weapons, and the Elite Mangudai to deal with enemy siege, while for Triple T, it would be the Spanish going up first here. While the Berbers following suit here, we're gonna need Elite Camel Archer. Could also be nasty against most of the units from Resign Boys here. Genoese still dealing lots of counter damage to cavalry though, so I wouldn't discourage them completely either. Here, Conquistadors. Conquistador numbers increasing still. Imperial Age is in. Now we're going to see Elite Conquistador here. That gives a little bit extra attack, but the camels... Again, the camels... camels should be able to catch up here. 143 for the Conquistadors to the camels 160, right? So camels actually not half bad of a counter to Conquistadors, depending on the placement on the map. I mean, a Siegebreaker can't waste the camels. They will at least need to get to Elite Camel and preferably Imperial Camel to really take out the Conquistadors here. We see a paar bits of walls forming here for Resign Boys, topside. So they are thinking about trade stone walls even for the Mongols. Keep Hussar raids out. Yeah, home base completely stonewalled. Just the Clown. Fits the name here, stone walls all over the place, right? So we're keeping that out. Imperial Age was Siege Breaker now as well with the Indians. That means that Heavy Camel is on the way. Imperial Camel also an option once the eco allows. We're not quite there yet, but we have 4 TCs for the Indians, and the Conquistadors haven't been dealing enough damage to obstruct that army strength unit progression for the Indians here. So the Imperial Age are ticking in here. Italians, 46 Genoese Crossbowmen. Oh, could be a great fight here for the Italians against the Camel Archers. Because of the Camels joining in here, the HP advantage is on point for Resign Boys, but the Camels can't handle this on their own. Yes, they'll catch up, but they really should be joining in with the rest of our season. This is a poor team coordination, I would say. This could be a greater fight here between them. Yeah, the front guard. This is Division 4. I casted Ether versus Don Domingos earlier, and now here we are with Triple TV versus Resign Boys. Sadly, this will be the last set of casting this session, because I've been drunk all evening. And I'm getting sleepy, and it's 2 AM, etc, etc. But hopefully we'll get back to them. Another Spanish castle going up here, third castle of the Spanish. The conquistadors still not elite here, but this castle denies a little bit of income for the Indians. I don't think it does too much here. Pie Boy here over here with the Berbers. Hit and run with the now elite Camel Archers. I'm not sure about the trades here. Elite Camel Archers, they have bonus damage against Cavalry Archer, but that doesn't apply against Camels units, right? So the heavy camels, they have the numbers here. They are struggling a little bit maybe with Pierce armor, but being the Indians, you have +2 extra Pierce armor for the Indians compared to generic camels, so it's not easy to take them out with ranged fire. So Triple TV, they are gaining terrain here. Look at the Conquistador numbers. Conquistadors, they need to hit and run, but they have such high attack output that they could still deal with the camels as long as they don't allow the camels to encircle them, so to speak. Top side here, Genoese Crossbowmen against the Rattan Archers, Elite Rattan Archer at 7.4 damage, while Genoese have slightly lower. They're designated anti-cavalry units, kinda. But numbers matter as well, so if you look at the numbers and hit points here, the numbers are way ahead for Teal. But the standard HP should be comparable. Nice little raids here from Wojo here, and siege ramp, real siege ramp for the Mongols here. Look at this. Oh, this can change game so quickly with the drilled siege from the Mongols running in there. Rattan Archers can't do shit about drilled siege ramps. We need some cavalry meddling in here from the Pie Boy with the Berbers, but Berbers isn't playing. Cavalry Berbers player is playing Camel Archers, full Camel Archers, elite Camel Archer, while our Spanish friend is changed into Halberdiers here. You can't even play. You can't even stop the siege ramp push with the cavalry. Because there's Genoese crossbowmen there, so if they stay close to the siege ramps, you can't stop this with even paladins here, because the Genoese in mass have such great damage against cavalry. Spanish with the helps counters camels pretty hard. Yeah, true. So that's certainly an option for Spanish in the very late game, to go for Halberdiers against the Indians' Imperial Camels. And as you can see from the Halberdier here, if you can find one, he has 26 bonus damage against Camel, right? So Resign Boys, they're definitely pushing back here now. Genoese Crossbowmen which will deal bonus damage against the Campbell archers of the Berbers as well. There's not very much Vietnamese units left here. It's economy top, military down below, so 100 villagers, yes, but only 15 military. So for the Vietnamese player, Rat Archers, elite Rat Archers out of the castle, but the castles are about to go down as well, so that means no military units for the Vietnamese here to hold off. And then the next target will of course be the Berbers, and the Berbers against a siege, halb siege or siege ram in general. Halb siege preferably against the Berbers. That's not something they have a good response to. So this Mongols drill siege ram push, that's just going to escalate. They're going to keep pushing here and push back so many of the enemy units. And in the meantime, we also have the Italians, not yes hussar but light cab, meddling in here as well and making raids and making the economy development of the opponents very awkward. We have some skirmishers here to mix in as well to deal with the camel archers and the halbs for that matter. We don't have imperial skirmishers for Resign Boys because they don't have Vietnamese. That's the other team, but skirmishers still deal nicely with Vietnamese Rat Archers. Even the Spanish conquistadors they can take out with effect. Is this a gold issue for Siegebreaker though? No. Still has 31 gold miners here, so there's definitely gold income for the blue player. Could be a means to preserve the gold, but look at this Mongol siege rams. They're just melting the castles here. There's not much Berbers can do about this. All alone anyway. Love how Green played this game. You mean hiding behind walls and turtling it out into drill siege ram, El De Niro? Nah, Green's been doing great, honestly. As much as I hate it, there's nothing wrong in booming into the late game deathfall of any Sib. It just proves to show here that Drill Siege Ram, accompanied by raids of the Italians and the ultimate counter, ranged counter to cavalry play, together with the Drill Siege Ram, is just so hard to hold off for any Sib. I mean, even if Pieboy here had Lithuanians or Franks or Persians, it would be so tough to deal with. Maybe you'd need bomber cannons with siege engineers. It would help a little bit to deal with the archer masses and the siege rams, but they move so fast as well, so you don't easily hit the Mongols' drill siege rams with the bomber cannons even. So another advantage of the Mongols' drill siege ram. Drill is the unique technology of Mongols, giving 40% movement speed to siege weapons. So they keep pushing here on both sides, really. There's Mangudai over here, Elite Mangudai, impact. Elite Mangudai in ridiculous mass, mind you. That have to stay clear of the Camel Archer, because Camel Archers have bonus attack against Cavalry Archer class armor, so... But with this kind of mass and this kind of push going on the other side, can't help but feel like Just a Clown can still afford to trade against Berbers this way. They both have Bracer and all the upgrades in. So Berbers in equal numbers, the Camel Archers should win this, but now the Mangudai are in twice the numbers and they stack up as well. So they're actually going to survive this, and the Berbers player is losing castle, is losing ground. It's gone into Onager over here to keep the drill siege rams somewhat away, but it's lots of different places needing the attention at once here. I see some red dots over here, but that's just... And old abandoned base up here. Triple TB, there are 46 villagers, 3 military for red. The Vietnamese player won't be able to contribute here, while the Mongols siege rams, drill siege rams, accompanied by the anti-cavalry counter of Mojo Sotso here. Just one-shot camels here. And there it is. There it is. Triple TB, tap out and call the GG. And which means that actually they won the first game and Resign Boys win the second one. So this is a 1-1. Very nice and even set between these two. Vietnamese player losing 144 eco units this game. Georgia Sotso standing for most of that if you look at the stats. But let's have a look here. Genoese Crossmen, Camel Archers in huge mass here, playing the biggest role in this game in many cases. We'll have to have a look at the KD here. Berbers, positive KD, probably Camel Archers, shredding Magadai here and there. Mojo, however, 302 to 93 KD. That's 3-to-1 KD ratio. Pretty impressive. Ecos of Berbers and Mongols comparable as well. So solid pocket positioning there for these two team players. Indians, as they can do, scouts into a ridiculously quick castle age and Imperial Age, competitive Imperial Age as well. Well played indeed of Resign Boys. They just prepared that late game battle and they closed it out successfully. Oh, I was looking at World Pop there and thought that was 1037 APM. No way. No. But it's 120, which is still on the higher side. Ay. GG. Nice with those equal sets like this. I like to see that.